Hi, welcome to SATAC's Year 12 Information Series, where we'll give you the key things you need to know when applying to university with SATAC. We hope that this series is helpful, but as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us by phone, email, or in person, and we'll make sure that you get the help you need. In this first of 3 videos for International Year 12 students, we're going to be covering the basics of university admissions, including SATAC's role, where to find key information so that you can make informed decisions, and how the admissions process works for a school leaver like you. Let's start with a little bit about who we are and what we do here at SATAC. SATAC stands for the South Australian Tertiary Admissions Centre, and we have 3 core functions that relate to you. First, we provide comprehensive information about tertiary admissions. If you're wondering what courses you can apply for and how to apply for them, you'll find all that information in one place with SATAC. We also process applications for tertiary admissions across institutions in South Australia and the Northern Territory. That means one application covers all of our member institutions. And finally, SATAC calculates and awards the ATAR for SACE and NTCET students. If you are an IB student, we generate and share the IBAS and combined rank. Let's make sure we understand what we consider to be an International Year 12 applicant who should apply through SATAC. You are an International Year 12 student if you do not hold an Australian or New Zealand citizenship or permanent residency status in Australia or an Australian permanent humanitarian visa, and you are studying an Australian Year 12 qualification from one of the Australian states and territories or the IB onshore in Australia. We'll talk a lot about the SACE and the NTCET here because, well, they're the cohort we see the most. But if you have a New South Wales HSC, Victorian VCE, or any other interstate Australian Year 12 qualification, you can still apply with us at SATAC. Let's look at where to find what you need, starting with the SATAC website at satac.edu.au. It can tell you just about anything you need to know about qualifying for an ATAR, university admissions, and all the options available to you. A great place to start is the section called Resources for Students. Once you're familiar with that, Course Search is the biggest feature and something that you should really get familiar with. You can think of Course Search as a live and constantly updated catalogue of courses that you can apply for with SATAC. If you can apply for it with SATAC, it's in Course Search. You will also find it inside your application when searching for preferences. So how do we use Course Search? I'll show you. Let's say you're interested in computer science. That's a pretty broad field, and there are a number of courses that you can study to do with computer science, so how do you know what your options are? Well, the filters will let you narrow or broaden your searches to specific institution, intakes, and a whole load of other options. 2 filters that are really important for you are the year of admission and the level of study. You'll need to select next year, as that's when you'd start, and International Year 12. Now we have an overview of all your options, a bit of a summary, and key information about each course. And then you can click through to the institution's websites to learn more about each course in detail. By having all the courses that align with your interests and what you want to do in one place, you'll hopefully be able to make more informed choices about the courses that you decide to apply for. Let's look now at the details of a course. A course entry includes lots of important information that we will expect that you, as an applicant, will have read through before you apply for the course. Because there's a lot of information, I'll quickly run you through the key features. To begin with, you'll find some basic information about the course, such as how long it takes and where you'll study. Then you've got the teaching commencement date and, very importantly, the course closing date. Course closing dates are set by the institutions, not by SATAC, and once it's closed, we can't do anything to open it back up for you. Once you've looked through the administrative information, you'll see a description of the course along with the link to the institution's page for that course on their website. It's a really good idea to follow that link to get more information right from the source. Then comes the admission criteria. These are the things that you need in order to be eligible for a course. This can include prerequisite subjects if there are any, such as mathematics or physics. One of the things that can be really confusing about the application process is who to actually get help from when you have a problem. Here at SATAC, we can help you to understand the application process. That includes selecting your courses and filling out the application, providing documents if you need to, knowing deadlines for when to do things, and ensuring that you're set up to be as competitive as possible. You're also able to use an agent to manage your application as long as they're registered with the institutions that you're applying for. You can find a list of approved agents on the institution's website. An agent is able to act on your behalf and ensure everything is progressing with your SATAC application as it should. SATAC can help you with questions about the ATAR or the IBAS generally for all those who receive one, and we can give more specific information for those who complete the SACE or NTCET, such as which subjects were used, whether subjects are precluded or can be a valid pair, and scaling. As we administer the adjustment factor schemes, we'll also help with questions about whether this has applied to your qualification and how. If you have any other questions regarding your Year 12 qualification, we recommend speaking to your school counsellors and perhaps the relevant Board of Studies or the IBO. For those of you doing interstate Year 12, if you have questions about your ATAR calculation, then the Tertiary Admissions Centre for your home state or territory would be the people that you need to speak to. If you're not sure where to go, there's a list on our website under Applying Interstate that can help to point you in the right direction. The institutions are the ones who can help you with academic advice and pathway options. Sometimes people don't quite get the rank that they were hoping for, and they find that they aren't competitive for their chosen course. The institutions are excellent at giving advice on how to get to your goals, but perhaps in another way. It's always worth speaking to them about your goals and seeing whether they've got any ideas. The institutions will also manage extra requirements like the UCAT, portfolios, and auditions, if they're applicable to your preferences. And finally, if you get an offer, the institution will take over from there and help you with enrolment. We're nearly there. The last thing we're going to cover here is a basic overview of the application process. For this example, we're going to follow Leo through his application. The first step is registration with MySATAC. Now, Leo does this nice and early, setting up his MySATAC profile prior to the cycle opening. It's always available, free to register, and you can come back and start an application later. There's nothing stopping you from doing that right now. He ensures that he uses a personal email address when registering because his school email address will stop working after he graduates and is now ready for when the cycle opens in August. It's also a really good idea to check and make sure that you've given your Board of Studies permission to share your results with a third party. That's us. The next step is research. Leo is particularly interested in music and arts management. The first thing Leo does is use Course Search to find all courses in music, creative industries, and business. He selects several courses that he likes the look of from Course Search and uses the links to have a closer look at the institution's individual pages for each course on their websites. Leo also takes the opportunity to read up about the institutions and to see whether they'd suit him. Once he's done that, Leo then makes sure he understands all of the rules for admission for all of the courses that he's shortlisted. From his research, he chooses his top 6 preferred courses. Once the cycle is open, Leo double-checks his choices, enters his preferences and information into his MySATAC application, attaches relevant documents if required, and submits. It's that easy. If SATAC needs anything to process his application, we'll send it in an email to follow up. Come January, Leo is offered a place for several of his preferences. All the information he needs for enrolment is in his offer letters that we've supplied. The next step is for Leo to make his final choice and begin the enrolment process with his chosen institution. Once this happens, Leo is in the capable hands of the institution, and for now at least, his journey with SATAC is complete. Well, thanks for joining us. In the next video, we're going to share a few tips with you on how to complete your application in detail.